right, well, you're ready. Go ahead, dude.
I am ready. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cross Up Podcast. My name is Daquan. These are the co-hosts. This is Jeremy and this is Alan. Everybody say
Hello, hello.
Hello.
yes.
Very high energy today, as you can see.
High energy. No, I'm tired, but we're here. Okay, so these guys have already, well, I guess, basic news stuff, right? Just before we get into the...
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't planning on doing anything news related today, but if there's something you specifically want to talk about before we get into it, we can. Because I was I was literally just gonna talk about Resident Evil for the next 45 minutes.
Oh.
Like that's what I was committing to.
Interesting. Well, I would just say this before we get into the RE stuff. It is interesting that more stories come out about the Xbox Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond.
Yeah, there's a lot more coming out. A lot of interviews and insiders talking out.
Yeah, it's interesting because I figured it wasn't as what is it? Huh?
Cut and dry.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't as cut and dry because stuff normally doesn't happen that quickly, especially with those positions being like parallel to each other. But we'll see what happens over the upcoming weeks.
And I mean, we still plan on talking about it some more, getting a little bit, because obviously, like, I think even yesterday I saw more news coming out of it, so I want to give it a couple, maybe like another week or so, and then we're gonna have like a full deep dive on knowing both sides and kind of giving our opinion again and talk about it. Because I also want to talk about Blue Point again, like even Kenzo said we should talk about it again. But I want to get more information. I want to take the time to actually research a bunch of other things. Because again, there's more people talking about it. There's more news coming out, and I think I'd want to save a whole episode for that stuff as well.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, so for the first portion of the video, which will probably be the majority, will be just us talking about Resident Evil without spoilers. So if you just want to get like our impressions or our thoughts, this will be the video for that. We were kind of debating if we wanted to do like a separate video for like reviews and impressions, but Jeremy and I, for the first time in a while, a game came out and we beat it immediately, like the first day or two, and so we can actually talk about it on release weekend. So I figured we would just do an episode on it. It's fucking good. Like there's not a whole lot you can fucking say about it. Like it's fucking good.
That's it. It's fucking good.
Like, as you're aware, like I had a huge issue finishing games or sitting there and playing them long term. I started on Friday. I just sat down for 12 hours straight, just nonstop. Only took a break to eat and use the bathroom, and I just played that game nonstop. And I didn't play it on. I played it, so I don't know what mode you played it on. I played it on the standard classic. So I had the limited saves, and if you die, you go back to the last time you saved. And let me tell you, I lost like 2.5 hours to some of those deaths, maybe 3.
I played on modern.
Oh, okay. So you and Zion both did. I was like, I'm playing the traditional one. Like, I also didn't play in first person for Grace. I know some people really like the first person aspect of Resident Evil 7. I played it traditionally because I grew up playing Resident Evils in third person, or the tank controls over the fixed camera angles. So I played it like that. But I was also playing on traditional classic, because that's also how old the Resident Evils were. So yeah, some of those deaths, like Leon's deaths, killing, bro. That was an action game. That shit was auto saving for you. It was great. Like, you fucking died, you're only backtracking a little bit. But for Grace, yeah, I died and lost like an hour and 15 minutes of progress once.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I did play in first person for Greece.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Trader.
I'm gonna ask again. What can the RE engine can't do at this point?
Dude, the game looked so fucking good.
Pretty. Like, if you look at Death Stranding and RE, they're like almost close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good in like the graphical like powerhouse of games.
Because you were playing on console, right? You played on your PS5? Yeah, because I was playing on PC, and I don't know how it looks on console versus PC, but I had pretty much everything almost maxed out. And they even gave me the option of like her hair. Like, you could make it like, I guess, like smoother or whatever, or you can have it to where it animates like individual strands of hair. And so I turned that on just to see what it looks like. And I mean, to be fair, Grace's hair and Leon's hair look great. So I mean, I think
Oh wow.
there's a lot of customization as far as like graphics on PC.
I'm not that much surprised. I mean,
No.
it looks good in console.
Yeah, I mean, I figured. I mean, usually like these more modern Resident Evil games, anything on the RE engine looks pretty good, especially on console. So I can't imagine it's much worse than it's probably pretty comparable to my experience. So
Oh yeah. And I like, just from a graphical standpoint, I'm thinking about like does the recent UE games. Like none of the recent UE games comes close to how RE9 looked to me.
I'm trying to. I think it depends. No, Jaquan was ready to fight, dude. No, I don't know. I think you're.
Depends on the game.
No, I was gonna disagree with you, but then the games that I'm thinking about aren't even made with UE. They're made through like Death Stranding, like their engine.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's again not comparable either. So I just think that because the people that are making the more modern UE games, they're using like the assets through UE, so they kind of like Daquan. We talked about this last time when we were talking about UE games. They kind of look similar. The effects are very similar. So I think that kind of detracts from it. Whereas like RE Engine is their distinct style for Resident Evil, like Street Fighter, and obviously like I forget Kojima's engine is a Decima. Yeah, also is very distinct looking and more realistic. So I think that's the difference. I don't know, but you're right.
The Star Engine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Star Citizen. That looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does look good. Even if it's not a real game, it's fine.
It's not a real board. It's all right.
Where's my email?
Where's my email? But yeah, I agree. I mean, this game immediately on boot up looked great. It was really crazy because like obviously we've seen the cutscene, like the intro cutscene of like introducing Grace, so where she works and then like what she plans on doing. Like we saw that in I think the very first trailer, and then immediately going into because this is the very beginning of the game, you immediately go to playing as Grace in the city street, and I was like, dude, this looks fucking great. It's raining, it's like cloudy, it's like it's still light outside, but it's still getting darker, and then getting to step inside the hotel was insane. And also, let me tell you, I kind of wish it didn't look as good because when I looked into the pot and the toilet in the hotel and getting to see the maggots in HD, that was disgusting.
Oh yeah, this game is whole. This game is whole. Just disgusting.
Yeah.
I will say another highlight of this game, which almost in every Resident Evil game, is audio. It's just good.
Audio. Okay, so I did have a slight concern, but it could have been my settings, or it could have been just something that I messed with. I thought the audio was fucking great, but with I'm not gonna say what they are, but the bigger enemies that are kind of like Mr. X style enemies that you can hear from farther away, I could hear them and I could hear their direction. Like I could hear their direction fucking clearly. Like I could tell where they were from my position, but I could not tell distance. That was the one like slight thing that I couldn't tell. And I know Xeon had the opposite problem. He could barely tell where they were, but he could tell how close they were. So it could be like a PC thing because we were playing on PC. So it could have been our settings and we just messed something up because we all like I customize everything. Like I go through it, I make sure I get it how I like it. And I was playing with headphones and surround, so I could have just messed something up there. I don't know how it was for you on console.
I mean, there is a 3D audio option in the settings. I don't know if you may have turned it off on accident, maybe.
I turned it off because I don't think I could turn it on. I don't know if it let me. I can't remember.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I have no. Like I said, I have no idea. I could have just did something else.
Is there a sword?
No sword.
No sword.
He has.
Chainsaw.
There's a chainsaw that you can pick up, and spears, and shovels, and he has an axe.
Yeah. Yeah, the only audio issue that I had was climbing the ladder.
I don't think I noticed anything weird with the ladder.
He's climbing faster than he looks. The sound is like
Oh, I don't.
Not even that much.
Yeah, I don't even think. See, it probably wasn't like if it was on PC also, like it was so negligible that I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's pretty well.
Yeah.
I can notice, but for me, it's like whatever.
Right.
That's an easy case. Whatever.
And then okay, so I want to talk about. I know a lot of people, there's been a lot of memes if you've seen them, like the Leon gameplay versus the Grace gameplay comparisons. Those are so funny. The game itself feels fucking fantastic to play. Whether you're playing as Grace or Leon, it feels fucking great. It feels super responsive, super smooth. Nothing feels wonky. Everything feels like it has intention. Nothing feels out of place. Grace's story, or Grace's gameplay follows more of like Resident Evil 7, the original, like the beginning part of the game. At least I haven't played through all of it. I'm still playing through it, but it's very much survival horror. Your resources are not as abundant as Leon, so you have to be really careful with the bullets that you have. You have a way to do stealth kills, but again, they require resources, so those are also limited. Like you don't get enough resources to use them on every zombie you run into. And it's very much you're playing the stealth, like you are weak, you can't do a lot, so you gotta maneuver around these zombies without getting yourself caught or killed. And it's a lot of fun.
I do like the way they use her profession to get around to that point.
Yeah. And I also am a big fan of the crafting system for Grace.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean.
Yeah. What was her official position at the FBI? I forget.
Forensics analysis, something like that.
Yeah, something like it. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But because of that, I guess they tied into her. She has, I forget the actual name for it, but it's essentially like a blood injector thing that you can get blood out of bodies. There's buckets of blood that you can get blood out of, and then you can upgrade it to hold more blood. So you get a total of 100 blood currency, I guess I forget what they call it, and you collect it either off of dead bodies, or there's like buckets of blood on like the random parts of the map, or there's even like little puddles of blood that you can get like 10-20 blood out of. And so you use this blood currency with scrap, ink ribbons, and things of that nature to get the things that you need. So you could either craft it for bullets, you can craft it for the stealth kill things, you can craft it for, at least for my playthrough, I needed those ink ribbon cartridges that were empty to save, and I had to use blood to craft them, otherwise I can't save. So it was a whole thing. Yeah, no, it was like really in depth, and I really liked that. So I'm glad I played on a classic. Because it gave me something else to use blood on, because there are certain parts where as long as you're playing pretty stealthily and you're not having to kill everything, you're not really hurting for supplies. Now there are some parts that I really struggled, like it was really hard because there's some zombies, without getting too crazy, that mutate. That's not anything new for Resident Evil, but in Grace's playthrough, when they mutate, they're really fucking hard to deal with unless you have that stealth kill injector thing. I don't remember off the top of my head what it's called. And it's essentially like you have to stun them, and then it's like a one-shot kill after that, or you can stealth kill them and it's a one-shot kill and then they blow up. So you have to, it was actually a lot of fun getting to sit there and really manage resources, and having the inventory set to Resident Evil 2 style, Resident Evil 3 remake style of inventory, where you don't have to play the minigame, but you have like only a specified number of slots. That was also really hard to manage in Classic, because on top of having ink ribbons to save, you have to have the ink cartridges in case you run out. But you can put those in storage, so there's like ways to go around it. But it's a lot more fun having to sit there and actually manage what you pick up and what you can't pick up in the moment.
Yeah. For me, I'm always a sucker for good level design in any game.
Yeah.
And RE9 is just another example of like peak level design. Set pieces and like where things are, like they'll find like resources, is all good, man. It's
pretty also just running around, like even not knowing where to go. It's pretty intuitive finding out like where you need to go or where you're missing, and then looking at the map is also pretty easy to read. But again, this is also coming from someone that just recently like grinded out the remakes looking at those maps, because it's very similar. So maybe I don't want to just outright say that this is a really easy to read map, or more so like I'm comfortable with it.
I mean, I think it was easy to read. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. And then obviously Leon, which was, I think the way they did his gameplay was great, because at this point everyone knows who Leon is, and at this point Leon is a fucking older man with years and years on experience of like being a counter bioterrorism agent, and has been in the shit fighting monsters left and right of all fucking kinds. And they just said, yeah, we're just gonna lean into that 100%, go the full RE4 action adventure game essentially. And even as soon as you start like this big section of Leon, you get a tracker. It's a little like a little bracelet that you pick up, and it gives you points for each zombie that you kill, basically incentivizing you. Hey, anything that's in your fucking vision, just kill it. Like you have free reign. They give you bullets left and right. Like they give you resources plenty. You can go through the entire map, kill everything that moves, and you're still gonna have bullets left over. You also have like I think 8 different guns to choose from, which I've seen some criticism saying that they feel all kind of the same and there's not really a reason to pick one over the other. I kind of disagree.
Disagree with that too.
I had very specific situations where I would use specific guns over the others. Otherwise, for the most part, if I'm just running around the map, I would use the pistol to try to stun, and then I'd go roundhouse kicking zombies or using my axe, because to a certain point you can eventually like stealth kill as well. So I thought the gun variety would felt great. I thought it was really fun, and like I said, I mean, you get a sniper. There's multiple variants of the sniper pistol. You get a submachine gun and a shotgun, just like normal. And all of those felt like they all had their unique roles for specific things, depending on what your gameplay style is, I guess.
Yeah. Like the sniper, like the second sniper rifle that you get, that's the one that I used the rest of the game.
Oh, I think everyone did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get the points for each kill, and then you get to take it to what is essentially like storage, and you get to use all that currency to upgrade your weapons, which I thought was a really interesting way that they did it. Instead of just like upgrading like an RE4, you would just pay to upgrade like firepower, rate of fire, things like that. You would upgrade attachments, and you could do it twice. So you would like upgrade like I think the spring in the shotgun, or you would upgrade like a muzzle on a pistol and things of that nature to increase power, fire rate, magazine size, handling, like accuracy. And they even let you put on a red dot sight, so instead of having like the third person just crosshair, you would go first person into a red dot. So I thought it was pretty cool. And then you get to use those credits, because they give you credits on ammunition. You can buy it on more med injectors, things of that nature. So I think the gameplay itself, because you get to experience both, right? Because you get to play Grace, who is very much a newer on the field agent. You can see it's very apparent, even in the way she moves. I think it's very intentional. When she pulls out her gun, she pulls it out and then like adjusts her arms. Like she pulls them out, and then like you can see her arms like not like twist, but she's like very firmly pushing forward to keep her arms like straight and like secure. Basically, like you would see when someone's like just learned how to properly like use a handgun, like you would see when someone's trained. And so a lot of the way she carries herself and a lot of her actions when you're playing very shows someone that's not very experienced when they're out in the field having to be in danger. And then when you play and that's why you get to play as like someone who's in a survival horror game where you have to hide. You don't get to overpower people. You don't fight people. Even when you stun someone, you get the option of melee attack. She just pushes them over. Whereas Leon, it's an entirely different game. You don't fear fucking anything. You get guns left and right. You kick people. You crush their heads with your hand and your feet. You have a fucking axe that I love the change to the axe. So before you have knives and you could craft them, but they were durable, like they had a durability meter, and then once they broke, they were gone. You have to go find another one. And Grace actually has the same thing. You can get a makeshift knife or a hunting knife, and then after the durability breaks, it's gone. But you can like craft makeshift knives, so it's like you can still always have one, or I mean, as long as you have the resources for it. Whereas Leon, he has an axe that once the durability breaks, he just has to hit LB and square, or LB and X for if you're on like Xbox controls, and he just sharpens it, and then you're good to go. You can keep using it. So I like that change. I thought it was very good. So like I said, overall, if someone like me can sit there for 12 hours straight with like minimal breaks and get through the entire game because it was that fucking good, I think it goes to show that it's pretty fucking good. I will say I've seen quite a bit of criticism as well that some people don't feel it's a bit expensive for like essentially a 12 to 14 hour game, depending on your experience. Some faster, some slower, which I can understand, especially because the price tag is a full $70. But the way that I see it is like some people will see it as like hour to content, like hour to price ratio, right? Like, oh, only 12 hours. Whereas I see, sure, it was only 12 hours, but the quality of gameplay and storytelling and experience that I had,
in my opinion.
It exceeds that, and it was one of the best like $70 games I've purchased in a good while. So
Yep. Early game of the year contender. Just gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it. I'm also gonna say it. I think it's pretty fair to say, as someone that's actually played most of the Resident Evils, including the original ones, this is easily a top 5 Resident Evil, and it's in my top 3. It's that fucking good.
It's that fucking good. And I'm sure I pissed off Cheetah when I said RE3 is still my favorite. So
Hold
I
on,
think
before we
there's-
even
no,
before
no,
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 before
no, no.
go ahead.
I think there is a misconception of what is difference between favorite and better.
No, there's nothing.
RE9, no.
Yeah.
RE9 is leagues better than RE3 remake.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. It's a damn good game.
yeah.
My favorite is
No, there's nothing wrong with it being your favorite. I just find it so fucking crazy that 3 is your favorite. Like, that's where I'm like losing it. Because like, don't get me wrong, I love 3. I thought RE remake, I'm probably one of the few people that loved RE3 remake, but I also don't remember RE3 like that much because I played it a long fucking time ago. So I'm sure maybe it's a disgrace to the original. Who fucking knows? I'd have to go back and play RE3 again. But
content. Whatever, dude.
I don't know. I forget the criticism when the game came out. It's also super short, but who cares? But I think RE3 great. RE3 remake was very good. I liked it a lot. I don't even think it's in my top 5 Resident Evil games of all time. Like I said, that's a personal opinion. It can be your favorite. I just find it so crazy.
I mean, for me, Resident Evil games, playing more Resident Evil games is like more like newer for me.
Yeah.
So like I play 2. 2 is good.
2 was great.
I play 4. 4 is my problem with 4 is the escort missions, the storage, and there was one mission in the beginning that I'm like, what the fuck? I hate this shit so much. Where you have to like get into the castle and like there's like people bombarding you with shit, and you have to babysit Grace to not get hit by these things, and then she gets hit by the thing anyway, and you have to go pick her up, and her getting carried away, and she's like, what is this?
So, God, RE4 was so funny.
4 is better than 2. I will say that.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know why you don't like the storage. I love that storage minigame. Plus, you can just auto sort.
Isn't 2 Raccoon City?
2 is the original Raccoon City where you're in the police station as Leon and Claire.
That is one of the best.
It's RE2 OG is still in. I think it's almost my number 1 RE of all time.
It is mine.
Yeah, and RE2 remake I thought was fucking great. I had a great time.
I never played it.
It's really good, but it's a little different. It's not the same. Obviously.
Like, don't get me wrong. I like the slower gameplay of like 2, but for me, like 3 just keeps going. Like it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. If that makes sense. Like the action just goes. In RE2 it's like, let me just stop here. Let's just stop here and do this. Let's stop here and do that. Oh, we gotta run away from this guy. Let's stop here doing this. But no, RE3 is like bombastic throughout the entire thing, in my opinion.
I think that's why I don't like it as much.
I can understand that.
Because don't get me wrong, like I like RE3 and I like the story. I like the characters especially. Because obviously it's Jill and then my boy Carlos, the GOAT. But I think it's missing a lot of those aspects that I like about Resident Evil. Like even as far as like, because like I don't remember the original, so this is going off of the remake. The puzzles aren't very much puzzles, to be fair. I don't even remember anything that took a lot of brain power in 3 other than just kind of trudging along and then fighting Nemesis for the 13th time. So that's like, it's not like I'm not super picky with my Resident Evils. Like that's why I love 5 so much. And 5 is pretty just action all the way through, but it's like goofier. Whereas like I don't know, it's a different vibe than 3 because it's Chris. I don't know. It's like definitely a personal thing. I don't like hate 3 by any means, and I think it's good. I just don't like it as much.
So me and my wife are gonna play through Resident Evil 5 very soon, and we're gonna play Resident Evil 6.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so
I want to know why the game is bad. I want to play it myself.
So just as a heads up, I recently played through the remakes because I haven't played the remakes, and I was like, I want to refresh around the story for RE9. I played 2, 3, and 4, finished all 3 of those within 3 days. And then this was back on, I finished on Monday, this past Monday. So I had 3 days to do something before Resident Evil Requiem comes out. So I said, okay, let's play RE6. RE6 can't be as bad as I remember. I booted it up. And let me tell you, immediately off the gate, I'm bombarded and just get my eardrums destroyed because the volume is fucking maxed out. And the problem is that you're forced to play through an intro prologue
Before you can turn it down.
You can pause,
Yeah.
but it just says pause. There's no menu.
Do that.
There's no menu. You can't turn it down. And let me tell you, it's not just like a little simple intro to introduce you to Leon and what's going on. No, it's Leon going through the shit, going through explosions, cars, helicopters, glass breaking, falling through buildings. Every loud noise you can think of on top of gunshots is blasted into your ears when you boot this game up, and you can't do anything about it.
So you're saying I might like it.
No, you're not. And then
No, don't get
so
me wrong. Kaylee even told me that this game is not good.
Yeah.
I'm like, I still want to play it.
you still want to play it, it's fine. So it's like 10-15 minutes of you just getting your ears blasted. Like, yeah, sure, you can use the excuse like, yeah, but you're on PC, you can just reduce it down on the volume mixer. I shouldn't have to resort to that. That should just be an option in the game. And so I went 10-15 minutes of getting my ears blasted to prove a point because I'm just stubborn like that. I finally get to the main menu. I still can't do it, by the way, from the main menu. So I boot up the game. Me and Zion, I made him download it for this. He gets in my lobby. We start playing, and then immediately we can press pause. I reduce the sound finally, and then we're messing with our controllers or our controls. Let me tell you, wonkiest menu ever. I hate that shit. The menu's so fucking weird. It's not even like a pause menu that you pull up and it pauses your screen. No, it's like you're essentially pulling up a phone and there's like little apps for the settings, and yeah, it's fucking weird. Yeah, it's one of those UIs. And there's voice chat in this game. It's similar. There's voice chat in the game, so we had to turn that off. And then the controls were just weird. So whatever. We start playing. We're going through it. There's some little wonkiness here and there. Me and Zion are, for the most part, having a good time. Because co-op makes this game fun because you can just sit there with somebody and laugh at what's going on. But then my friend joins. And we're like 20, 30 minutes in at this point. Playing the game, just having an okay time. Because the story is still awful. Then one of my friends joins and says, "Oh, you're playing RE6? I heard this one was dog shit. Stream it for me." And so I said, "Yeah, because we're in Discord."
Why is that the response? Yeah, I heard it's shit. Let me see it.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I said, "Okay, dude, no problem. I got you. Let me do this." Because now, to be fair, this whole journey of Resident Evil, like 2, 3, 4, 6, what was going to be 6, and then RE Requiem, I streamed the whole thing through Discord through my friends. That's just what's happening. We were all just vibing and playing games, and so they're just like watching our playthrough, me and Zion. So I tab out. There's no borderless windowed for RE6. I tab out. I stream the game. I tab back in. The game crashes. And I just said, "Go fuck yourself." I uninstalled. I'm never playing that game again.
Sounds like Bethesda.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gameplay.
It was very short, and it just reminded me how bad the game was. You know what? I'm not even going to give you the context to this, Jeremy. I'm going to let you experience this. But I forgot how stupid this was when one of the lines that Leon says at the beginning of the game goes, "I shot the president." And then it cuts to like the next cutscene. Or like, it's like something ridiculous like that. Like, I'm not even going to tell you what's going on. You're going to have to experience that yourself.
I see.
I said, "This is not the Leon that I know, fucking bitch."
Oh.
Because the problem is... The writing, you think like, oh, the story is stupid, the dialogue is bad. Yes and yes, but the reason I have such an issue with this is because of how inconsistent the character writing is, and it's not at all accurate to what Leon Kennedy should be at this point in his story.
Right, because
this is post 4. This is post 4. And so, like, you know what he went through in 4, and you already know what he was like in 4.
This post 5 too?
technically, because Leon's not in 5, it's all Chris Redfield, but I'm pretty sure it's post 5.
Okay.
Wait, RA9 is on the Switch as well?
Yes.
Yes. Apparently it runs well.
Yeah, apparently it runs really well.
Interesting.
Buy
Yeah.
one for.
Buy one to play Resident Evil.
So, besides 5 and 6, what other RE games should I try to play?
You should play Resident Evil 1, the HD remaster. Get experience of the original. It's really good. It's really good. It's slower paced. It's like 2. It's the one with Chris and Jill. Yeah.
You know, I might get into that one.
Obviously, you played 7 and 8 already, right?
I finished 8. I want to go back and finish 7. I don't know. 8 is just better.
If you want a little bit more of I guess like side story, but still kind of fits the narrative of like RE Requiem and stuff like that, you could play Outbreak.
Yeah.
Those are really good games. They're a little janky and whatnot, but they're a lot of fun.
Code Veronica, I hear, was pretty good too. Maybe.
Yeah, it's good. Questionable, but there's some weird moments. I vaguely remember having some jank moments in that game, but it was a good time. I think those would be the ones that I would focus on.
They're using tank controls, right?
They're still tank controls, yeah.
Is the RE1 remake, is that tank controls too?
That one's the one with fixed camera. So it's tank. Yeah. And then Resident Evil 0 is like a prequel, which is also good.
By the way, while we're talking about this, I was seeing people's reviews.
Yeah.
Right now, and I see this one site, and their rubric is story, gameplay, visuals, audio, and value for money. And it's just funny to me that there is no category for fun.
Yeah, which is like
Like, it's a video game. Where's the category? Where is it fun?
See, this is
Like,
this is my issue with a lot of the criticism I've seen with like games like Resident Evil getting like it's not your value for the money. I was like, did you not have fun playing the game the entire time? Like, I feel like that should like, don't get me wrong, we're sitting here talking about like the story, the characters, the gameplay, because if we're being real, that's what people care about. Whereas like for me, especially for me when it comes to a video game, obviously like a video game series that I like love because I love Resident Evil, I care about the writing and how the characters are written because I'm already invested and know everything about them. But the most important aspect of any game should and always should be, did you have fun?
Yeah.
And I told Chilo like before the podcast, and I was asking myself, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah.
This is insane.
I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. Okay, so we do want to talk about a little bit about spoilers because there's certain things I want to like touch on, and we can't really say anything without talking about like quote unquote spoilers that aren't in trailers and things of that nature. So there's a huge spoiler warning. Spoiler left, right, spoiler, everyone, spoilers, go away. You maybe get a timestamp during this section. I'll be like, you can come back here. If not, we'll see you guys next week. I don't know. So this will now be spoiler talk. Sorry, Kenzo, if you also haven't played it.
But before we get into spoiler talk, just know Chilo is more well versed in the lore RE. I'm still fairly new to this.
Yeah. Okay, so the Xeno character I want to talk about.
Yep.
So there's a character in RE9 called Xeno who there's no way to put it. It's a Wesker clone. That's all it is. It's a Wesker clone. And so my immediate thought upon seeing him is that fucking Wesker. I was like, he would be involved. And then he gets introduced as Xeno, and I was like, okay, is this like an alias? It kind of sounds like Wesker, but it's not the same voice actor. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll see where the story goes. And then the story gets to like where you get to like the underground. I think it's so funny how many of these Resident Evil games just end in an Umbrella Lab every time.
All of them.
Oh, dude. Before we go back, sorry, I just got reminded because we're in the Umbrella Lab. I saw the lickers again. Whatever. It's fine. I could deal with them. When I saw the fucking weird flabby white guys, I thought they were regenerators, and I almost shit myself on that alone. Because the first time you see them, it's as Grace. You can't deal with a regenerator as Grace. And so,
No.
dude, I immediately said, "There's no." I was playing with Xeon, and so we're playing it at the same time. So we're like, I'm streaming to our other friends, but I'm trying not to specific because at this point he took a break to eat, and so I was ahead of him, and so I was trying not to say like we were both doing a pretty good job of not saying like spoilers for each other whenever one of us was ahead, and so the only words that came out of my mouth is, "You're fucking joking. I can't deal with that." And then we find out they're just like weird mutated like gross zombies. They're normal. It's fine.
They're weird Westworld zombies.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
That's kind of what they look like. Yeah. So I'm glad that they weren't regenerators. Thank God. But the lickers were still a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You know that this is a weird world when just being weird regenerative like zombies is okay. It's like, no,
Yeah.
it's fine. They're just
Well, they weren't regenerative zombies. They're just weird looking.
oh, they're just weird. Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
They're just weird looking zombies. It's all good.
Yeah. They didn't have any
You can
special
handle
traits other than looking like the fucking alien from Prometheus with some lumps on his body.
Ugh.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Exactly.
So back to I was
Yeah.
told that Wesker may have had duplicates made of him.
I don't remember that, but that could be completely accurate. I'm like getting caught up on a lot of the lore that I don't remember also, because there's certain things in RE9 that gets touched on in the documentation. Like in the documentation, I don't remember if it's in other games, but you get to see how much they're selling like these viruses for, like for a Tyrant and a Nemesis, and that was big money.
But bukus of money.
Yeah.
Was it like $120 million for a Tyrant?
Yeah,
Something
some
like that?
shit like that. Yeah, dude. I was like, damn. I was like, maybe I should steal some and sell it. So back to Xeno. I just remembered that whole thing. It was funny. Xeno, I was hoping, or I immediately thought this is a Wesker or Wesker clone, and he's gonna be the final boss. The motherfucker even moved like Wesker, dodging bullets left and right type shit. And then you get to one of the final scenes before the final boss. Victor Gideon shows up. So we actually haven't even talked about him before. I just realized. For those that don't know, Victor Gideon is a researcher from Umbrella who is basically the main antagonist of most of this game leading up towards the end. But then Xeno gets introduced. Xeno essentially kidnaps but takes Grace to show her destiny. And then so you immediately think, okay, this Wesker guy is the final boss. But then, okay, let me ask you this: what ending did you choose?
The first time?
Wait, did you already do it twice?
The first
Yeah,
time.
I did it twice. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, the first time.
I destroyed.
You fool! What do you mean you destroyed?
Yes, as it did.
Why? Okay, let me ask you reasoning. What was the thought process there? I want to know.
The thought process?
Yeah. Like, why do you just?
If she wasn't if she wasn't the key, why are we here? Let's
Did you
go
not?
home.
Did you not pay attention to the interview with Alyssa, the mom?
Maybe not hard enough, I guess.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna there's an interview that Grace finds on the floppy disk that her mom left behind before she died, and it had a folder called The Creator, which is Oswald Spencer, who is the one that came up with the T virus and then eventually created Elpis, which is what we were there for. And then it also had a video file called Grace. As Grace, you click on Grace and it goes to an interview with Oswald Spencer still happening. And he then goes on to explain that he basically regrets what's happening, and he's basically saying like he didn't really like a lot of things happen in life, and he even says happiness doesn't come at the cost of others' lives. And then he says, this is my hope, my blind hope. And then he brings in Grace as a baby and basically describes that, hey, Grace is a completely normal child. Nothing special about her. She's just basically someone I wanted to grow and potentially atone for. And then Alyssa picks her up. And that's when you realize, like, oh, based on how he feels, his reaction, and how, his whole mentality towards the end of his life, there's no shot that Elpis is not a cure of some kind.
Yeah, at that point I didn't realize that was happening.
Oh,
It's like,
okay. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happens. I see. Oh my bad.
Yeah, so I saw that interview, and I went towards that thing. I ended up releasing it, and so Xeno injects himself, also thinking it's another like T virus, because that's how he's getting his superhuman powers. and then he basically cured himself, so he goes back to being human, and then he's no longer the final boss. And I think it's fine. I don't think I really have an issue with it, because he wasn't like, other than like the couple moments where he's involved with the story, he never was really made out to be like, oh, he's gonna be the big bad. So I think in the back of my mind, I think most people assumed it would be Victor Gideon, because he's been there from the beginning.
The man was just an investor.
Yeah, he was just an investor. What was crazy to me is Zeno's a fucking moron. That man lost his powers, and the only thing that made him strong, and then he still decides to yell and fucking backtalk Victor Gideon, who is very clearly still infected with the T virus, and then he just gets fucking one tapped. So I think I've seen a lot of criticism that they didn't like Zeno and how he was written. It feels like a wasted character. I think he fit his role fine. I think they did a good job. I think he did what he was supposed to do. But that could just be personal preference. Some people probably just wanted more out of Zeno, which is fine. I think that's fair. A lot of things like that can be, it's open to criticism like that. Also, the section where you're playing as a little baby Emily, or one of the clones, and you're running away from children, demon vampire children, was cool in retrospect, but playing it was kind of a drag.
I don't remember it being a drag. I mean, I can see why you say that.
Because it's kind of in the middle of a pretty important part of the story. Because this happens after Grace finds out what Emily is and what they are, and then he basically says they all have their own tragic story, showing like footage of what's happening. And so you play as like not Emily herself, but I think it's Chloe is who you're playing as. It's just another clone, and you basically get to see what happened at the orphanage. And this is how they use this. I think the way they use that section narratively is good. I just think it was a little long. Because there's a few sections, like I think it's the section when you go downstairs and you have to go under the table to hide. You're sitting there for like 2.5 to 3 minutes watching, like basically not moving, just so these little baby things can move around and then get out of the way. So I feel like that could have been done maybe a little bit faster. I get it. They're probably building up for suspense. I just felt like narratively or gameplay wise, it felt kind of like slow and dragged on a little bit.
No, I think that's a fair criticism.
Because at the end of it, you find out that Chloe made it to the Ark, which is what they're looking for. So again, narratively, I like what they did. Like they used this child to show you like, oh, you can get into the Ark through this at this orphanage that you've already been to, because it's been in RE2 and RE3. But I think it was just a little long for my liking. That's it.
Wait, was it in RE3?
It's in RE3. Yeah, it's RE2, because that's where Claire goes, right? Yeah, RE2. Yeah, right. Okay, sorry. I thought RE3 was there, but no, you're just in the area. I think you run by it, if anything. I'm trying to remember. There's a couple other things. Unless you have something you specifically want to talk about, I'm trying to think of the next thing.
I mean, in terms of lore, I mean, like I said, I'm fairly new to this, so like this Spencer character, he doesn't really show up at all.
He shows up in the older games.
In the other game,
the original game, Resident Evil 1, actually takes place in Spencer Mansion.
Okay, I was told
yeah. And he shows up. He shows up again in 5, I think.
Okay.
I can't remember. There's one other. It's like a newer-ish game that he comes out in, and then he's.
I believe it was mentioned in Village at some point.
Yeah, because if you don't know, if I remember correctly, Oswald Spencer actually began his research and his quote unquote understanding of like the creation of the T virus. Because so do you remember in Village who's running the village? Who's like the mother? I think it's like Mother Miranda. Do you know anything about her as a character, like her lore?
I think wasn't she a researcher too at some point?
She was so she was this is like in the 1800s. She's like old as fuck. If I remember correctly, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm just going off of memory. It's been a while since I've gone over this. So Mother Miranda was from like the 1800s. I think she lost her child. Something happened to the child. She was a grieving mother. She goes into this underground cave to essentially kill herself with her child, because she's like, no, I don't want to live without it, blah, blah, blah. And she runs into this black substance that's like a mold-like substance, and I can't remember if she touched it or she did something to it and basically came into her power, made her immortal, blah blah. She then starts researching this black mold, and years later she makes that village. She becomes the mother of the village, and those people are infected and get their superpowers from this black mold. Sometime in the 1900s, Spencer visits this village because he hears something about this weird ass village, meets Mother Miranda, and actually learns under her as like a student, learning this black mold. And while she's a grieving mother still trying to deal with her loss of her children, he sees this for its pharmaceutical applications and for weaponization of bioweapons essentially. So he takes it back to America, creates Umbrella Corps, then all of that goes. He makes a bunch of money, he makes the T virus. He then becomes Oswald Spencer, gets the mansion. It's a whole other thing. But basically, he's a student of Mother Miranda. There's even a letter somewhere in RE2, 3, or 4. I think it's 2 or 3. And I think there was one in this game where it's a letter directly written to Mother Miranda from Spencer, basically keeping up with her because he's still in touch with her.
Man, I'm glad you read all these notes. Here's one thing I can't stand. This happens in RE. This happens in like The Last of Us, where I'm playing the game and then there's a note come up. I scan it, close it. I want to keep playing the game.
I'll sit there and read it.
Reading all these notes, man. I'm sorry. I might get flack for this. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to read it.
That's fair.
Tell me in the game. Tell me in the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that do that. They'll give you like what they give you what they consider to be like unimportant lore through those notes, but it's like really important.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
That's just rewarding curiosity.
Yeah, it's basically like if you're curious, then you get a lot of information. Like especially in Requiem, you get so much information if you sit there and read the notes. So if you ever get the time and you're curious, I would go to the menu and go to the special content and just read those notes. Like the ones that you found, they're really interesting. Fuck, that was a lot. I just got sidetracked because we had to dump lore, and hopefully that was correct. Because I'm trying to think. There's like one other moment that. Oh yeah. So I've heard some criticism from like some friends. Were you scared playing this game? At any point?
The only time, if I was ever scared, if I was playing as Grace.
Well, I mean, it's only going to happen as Grace. It's not happening as Leon.
Right. Exactly.
So, but did you have any moments where something happened and then you actually like jumped or got scared?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Because one of the moments, dude, I swear to God, this fucking she's labeled as the girl. That bitch she's instant transmissioning on us, and you can't tell me otherwise. That bitch is cheating. Like I would outmaneuver her ass so fast. They got the footwork left, right, and center, and then this bitch teleports and lands in front of me every time. I was so mad.
3 or 4 times where I actually jumped.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's a couple times that it like got me. I'm trying to remember specific moments. Like I think there was one moment in the underground like sewer-ish areas where you go through a vent and then the lights go out and then the girl lands right in front of you. That part got me.
Yeah,
that part got me.
It's really from the girl that got me.
Yeah, it's the girl. It's always her. I will say there was one moment it just reminded me because it's a liquor thing as well. Sometimes I'm not looking at the ground because I'm too busy looking at walls and ceilings because there's like sometimes you got to look kind of multiple different locations. And in RE2, I don't know if you remember, in RE2, when you go up into the attic and you use the C4 to get to the statue to get the last medallion, you know when you leave, there's a liquor that comes out of the ceiling and jumps at you?
No, I did not.
Okay, so yeah, so when you leave that cell and you run back out, there's a hole in the ceiling above you. The liquor comes through and then runs at you. On my playthrough, I didn't see it fall down.
Oh, damn.
I heard it, and then I said, what is that? And then from the bottom of my screen, like just the bottom layer, I see something flying at me at Mach 4, bro. I jumped so hard. When you have something running at you so fucking fast, dude, that gets me every time. So there was a moment in Grace's story where I accidentally made a noise, and then the liquor just comes flying at you, and I just didn't see it.
I think my main reactions were, "Oh fuck, get me out of here! I hate this. Why are you here?"
Oh,
and the big fucker in the
that guy was so funny.
You pick up the bracelet to
Yeah.
level 1. I was like, "Oh shit."
That guy was funny. I saw him and I was like, no, my reaction was not even, I didn't get jump scared. I didn't get I didn't even jump a little bit. My exact reactions was I picked up the bracelet and he comes rushing out, and then he gets kind of stuck on the doorway a little bit. I think the word that came out of my mouth was, ugh.
He's disgusting.
Yeah, he was fucking gross. Fuck, there was one. I think, yeah, most of my reactions weren't even like, oh god, oh no, oh fuck, or anything like that. It was like, it was during the beginning where I was playing as Grace, and this is the first time she teleports in front of you, and so it's the part where you have to like jump on the cart to grab the wrench. Mm-hmm. And I'm out maneuvering her, and I was like, oh dude, I got the fucking floor. I throw a bottle, I was like, she ain't gonna catch my ass, I'm too fucking fast. And then I turn the corner and she's right fucking there, and I go, I fucking lied, dude, she's too fast. And I turn around and start running. I also had extra commentary like that because I had people watching, so it's a little different. But honestly, I'd still be saying that if I was playing by myself, so it's not really anything different. But there's a lot of really fun moments like that. I mean, I think as an example, like I had a friend of mine, you know, Lotus, him and his friend were playing and they were scared shitless. So like, it's if you get scared really easily and atmosphere and tension get you, then this game will get you with Grace. There's a lot of sections like that with because like you have to play with the girl, especially. It's a really cool mechanic where the light keeps you safe, but the light isn't safe, if you know what I mean. Like it can go out at any moment, random things trigger, light flickers, and then she shows up. And so like if you don't like that feeling of you're not really safe even when you should be, and like you're getting chased, like that'll get you. Bro, okay, can we talk about the motorcycle section for Leon?
That's the point. That's at that point I was asking myself, what the fuck is this game?
So during Leon's section in the second half of the game, you find a motorcycle in one of the containers, and after you do this really long section of going through buildings and all this thing to get a detonator assembled and repaired to get to the next section, because you have to get into Raccoon City to get to the Ark, which is in the center of Raccoon City. You have to bust open the gate, and they're like, okay, well, you're 15 miles out, and they're like, well, luckily I found this motorcycle. You get on a motorcycle and you start driving, and so it's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna get to maneuver Leon a little bit, but it's Resident Evil, it's never that simple. Then Victor Gideon shows up on his own dirt bike, which he looked goofy as fuck, I'll be real. He looked goofy as hell. With an RPG, by the way. He shows up with an RPG, shoots down the RPG at a bridge. Leon, being the Giga Chad that he is, makes that jump, don't matter. It's light work for him. And then he comes back, and now he's got the fucking mutated wolves. And so now with the 50 round mag and a submachine gun, you're riding around Raccoon City that's been nuke destroyed, and you're fucking driving through buildings, shooting down these wolves, and then shooting Victor Gideon to prevent him from shooting you with an RPG. And then there's one section where he's like, oh, I can't make this jump. He drives around, and then he goes, all right, well, I guess better late. It's like a very cheesy actions line, like better late than never. He then steps on the gas and deadass almost goes vertical up a fucking building, and then makes a fucking massive jump. And of course, because it's Leon, he lands it. It's a whole fucking ridiculous fucking section.
It's so 90s, bro.
It's
so 90s.
It's legit like you're playing a horror thriller with Grace, and then you're just a 90s action hero with Leon, with the lines and everything. And then, of course, that motherfucker just... Dude, I swear to God, every time Leon opens his mouth, something bad happens. And I was like, motherfucker, just shut up. There's like one section where he's like, I forget specifically what he says. And then immediately like 18 zombies fall down. It's when you first get to the outskirts of Raccoon City, and he goes, where are all the zombies? And then 20 bodies come flying from the ground, from the ceiling. I was like, motherfucker, you just had to open your mouth.
You didn't say anything, then this would have happened, you know? Yeah,
It's
it's great. I mean, it's a great game, dude. If you're interested, go play it.
it's
please.
so much fun. It's such a blast. And like some people are also criticizing like that I don't see the replayability in this game, but I honestly do.
Every game needs to be replayed.
Not every game needs to be replayable, and to be honest, Resident Evil has never been a game about replayability except the ones that have co-op. These games are meant to be enjoyed the one time, and then if you're a completionist, that's what the replayability is for. You then have insanity mode, you have the guns with infinite ammo, you go around collecting all the collectibles, getting all the files. Like, that's what the replayability is at. And if that's not you, that's okay.
Exactly.
So any final comments, remarks about the game? Jeremy?
Game of the year.
Game of the year.
Sounds good, but
Sounds good.
I don't know if it's gonna do game of the year, but we'll see.
I think it will, but we'll see. It is still early. It is still early.
We're still in. Well, we just now reached March, so
We're-
we still have like
March, and
10
there's
more
some big
months
hitters coming.
Mhm.
We do have some big ones coming, so we'll see how they stack up. And I will try to.
Fallout 5.
I need you to stop.
Yeah, you can just stop right there. All right, we're just gonna stop Daquan before he says some other dumb shit.
Battlefield 7.
The Battlefield, so we just got 6. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us how smart or great we are, or how bad we are. Either one. See you guys next week.